Good morning, everyone. It's Sid here, and I'm doing day 13 of the challenge that I've been doing for almost the last 2 weeks. And in today's video, I'm going to explain very quickly what exactly is a sales funnel. So, in the online space, a lot of times we refer to a sales funnel. So, essentially, if you think of an actual funnel itself, you'll see at the top, it starts with a big round sort of shape, and it goes all the way down through a sort of narrow sort of passage. What you'll see there obviously is basically layerings in the funnel itself. So a sales funnel basically is a process where when someone goes online, say for example to a website, and they're looking for something specific, like they want to buy a product or a service, what will happen is they'll be taken through what's called a sales funnel. So basically they'll first be offered on what's called a front end product. So this is the very first product or service that they see. Normally this is a low price item, something to sort of incite them to buy into that product or service. And once they buy into that specific product or service from the first level itself, then essentially they get taken through upsell processes where, basically it becomes a funnel. So they'll go through various products and services that are offered in the back end. So what this basically does is it ensures, first of all, that you retain the customer on the front end, and then from there on, basically what happens is you want to obviously try and utilize the revenue potential from that specific prospect or new client that you've actually acquired. So in essence, what you're doing is that when the person comes through the sales process, what happens is then you essentially are not leaving money on the table. So you're ensuring that you're maximizing the profit potential that is available from that specific prospect. Now, there's a couple of reasons why that is done. One is obviously to ensure that the process is more efficient, so that the customer or the prospect can see all your specific products and services at the very first instance when they first start interacting with your website or wherever it is that they saw your offer. And also what it essentially does is it ensures that the customer or the prospect actually can see that most of your products and services will meet most of your requirements, and they can actually see that offer in the very first instance. The reason also is that you want to obviously, as I've said, maximize the revenue potential from that prospect or customer. And essentially what this does is it allows you to become a lot more profitable as a business. So I've spoken quite a bit about the 80-20 rule, where essentially 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of your customers. So what that does is it ensures that people that buy into your product or service obviously would have retained your product or service, because now you've obviously given them options. And if someone bought basically all your products or services through the sales funnel, where they started with the low-end front-end product and they landed up buying the high-end back-end product, which normally would be a much more higher priced product or service, then essentially what that means is your product or service met all of their requirements, all of their needs, and possibly they would basically buy more stuff from you if you have something different from your original sales funnel. So sales funnels are something that are very critical, very essential for an online business, whether it's a physical product, whether it's an information product or a digital product that someone can download or get immediate access to. Very critical to ensure that you've got a low entry product that obviously someone can buy immediately, and then those that are sort of priced towards a high end, sometimes it might be that they won't buy it immediately. It takes some time to sort of decide. They want to obviously test your product or your service. They want to see if it's something that obviously will meet their requirements in the long end. And essentially, as you take them through the process, you obviously want to ensure that they start buying the high-end product or high-end price product or service that you have. So this is where, in the beginning of this challenge, I spoke about some of your key resources for your online business, and one of them is what's called an email autoresponder. And this is where, when someone starts buying your product or your service, you want to capture their information, like their email and their name, so that email autoresponder has a series of automated messages that can be used as a process or a campaign to take them through the automated sales funnel as well, because you can actually automate that process. And what it basically obviously allows is it allows you as a business owner to be more efficient, so you don't have to sort of manually start interacting with that person to try and get them, obviously to buy into your product or your service. Now, in some cases, some people might still do that because they believe in the personal touch, which is fine. But in some cases, people want to obviously, try and utilize the efficiency of an online system and an online business. And this is where you want to have a process like a sales funnel where the person comes in on the front end, like your website, sees a low price item. So to give you an example, maybe you're offering something for $29 or $30, and then you take them through a sales process where essentially they get to a point where they're first sold on an upsell, which is your next product level, could be something for $100. And then probably from there on, either you do it immediately or after a couple of series of emails where you introduce them to a high-end product or priced product, which could be something in the range of $1,000 upwards. So this just gives you an idea of how exactly you can, maximize an online process, maximize the revenue potential on a prospect or a prospective client, and obviously sort of retain more clients through that process because, as I said, if someone has bought all of your products, in the beginning through the sales process, most likely they're going to be a long-term existing customer. And as I've said before, on the online space, a buyer is a buyer. So potentially that prospect or customer could obviously be someone that will buy more from you in the future. So a very short video, but I thought it's something to address as an interesting topic for those of you obviously that are looking to build something online and you sort of want to understand how exactly you can build an online process and a more efficient sales process. So I just want to say hi to Eric. Eric, thank you for joining me on this video. You're the lone person watching, so that's great. But if you found value in this, please share it with someone that you think might find value in it. And to really help, obviously in terms of my reach and potential to provide value to other people. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in another video pretty soon. Take care. Bye.